Okay, so here we will be discussing in short and very concisely inflation. So, uh, here everything I will try to explain very concisely, in very brief. So, let's start. What is inflation? Inflation refers to general rise in level of prices over a period of time. So this period can be a quarter, a half yearly, or maybe an annual period. So this inflation result decrease in value of money. Okay, so we can understand this from example. For example, you buy something for say a kg of apple for rupees 25 today. Okay, and tomorrow the rate of inflation increases, inflation take place. So, with the same price, that is for rupees 25, you will be able to buy only half kg of apple. So, the amount remains the same, but the value of money decreases. मतलब उतने ही पैसों में you will be able to buy कम चीज़ें. So, this is all about inflation. Now, when it comes to deflation, so deflation refers to fall in general level of prices. That is negative rate of inflation. चीज़ें ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा cheap हो जाना, सस्ती हो जाना. That is, if you take the same example of rupees 25, then today you are able to buy 1 kg of apple, and if deflation take place, then you will be able to buy 2 kgs of apple. So that's also not too good for economy. Everything is good for economy for some extent. Now, deflation. So deflation is nothing but it is the slowdown in rate of inflation. Okay, inflation is going down, या फिर inflation is rising, no matter, but the rate at which this going down or going upward is taking place, the rate is too slow. So for example, if you're a science student, so you can understand it this way, that the speed is still but the acceleration slows down. So the speed is 20 kilometer, but you have slowed down the accelerator. So this is disinflation, the rate slows down. Now what is skewflation? Okay, so skewflation is general rise of price or general rise of a particular group of a commodity, general price rise of particular group of commodity. So you can remember this, like with skew, the rhyming matches few. So when it's skewflation, only inflation takes place or rise of prices takes place of only few goods, not all goods. When it's all goods, then it's inflation. When it's few goods, then it's skewflation. Okay. And now the other terms are galloping inflation. With galloping inflation comes other synonyms like hopping inflation, like running inflation, jumping inflation. These all are same. So galloping inflation basically means that the rate of inflation is very high, or the inflation is running in the range of double digit or triple digit. So this is galloping inflation. And uh, the similar but to the less extent is hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is large and accelerating inflation, that is when prices rise by more than 50% in a month. मतलब जब इन्फ्लेशन एक महीने में कई बार हो जाती है कि सब मिला के when it comes together, then price rises about more than 50% for a month, then it's considered as hyperinflation. Don't be confused between galloping and hyper, because it's for a month and it's for a year, so there's a difference. Okay, now hyperinflation usually don't takes place in India. It takes place in like Germany, it took place in 1920, Zimbabwe will take place in 2000, and Venezuela took place in 2010. So that's hyperinflation. Now what's creeping inflation? The creeping inflation, to creep means to like rengana. So this creeping inflation is mild inflation. The price rises, but the rate at which these price rises are slow, gradual rise, dhire dhire dhire. It's creeping, the rate of inflation is creeping. So it's somewhat good for economy, it benefits people. Now, what is bottleneck inflation? Bottleneck inflation is also known as structural inflation. So don't be confused here also. It when did this takes place? So it takes place when the demand is constant. Okay, so demand तो उतनी ही हो रही है लेकिन सप्लाई लेवल पे डिक्रीज हो गया है, तो इसको हम कहते हैं बॉटलनेक या फिर स्ट्रक्चरल इन्फ्लेशन. जैसे हम अगर अनियन का एग्जांपल अभी रिसेंटली हुआ था कि demand was taking place at that pace only, but at the supply level the onion wasn't available, so that lead to general rise in prices. So that is bottleneck inflation. Now what is inflation tax? The inflation tax पेनल्टी कह लो, फीस कह लो, पनिशमेंट कह लो, उनको लगाया जाता है जो कि इन्फ्लेशन के टाइम पे कैश होल्ड करते हैं, क्योंकि इससे मनी की वैल्यू कम होती है. सो दैट्स वाई दिस इज इन्फ्लेशन टैक्स. Now what is Phillips curve? So Phillips curve क्या establish करता है? Phillips curve relationship establish करता है, और वो भी inverse relationship. जैसे जैसे इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ती है वैसे वैसे अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट कम होता है. तो इसका ग्राफ इट्स समथिंग दिस वे. ओके, सो हियर इट्स इन्फ्लेशन and here it's unemployment. So the inflation increases like 10, 20, 30. So more the inflation, less the rate of unemployment. Okay, it's something like this. या फिर हम इसको कह सकते हैं कि ये इन्वर्स रिलेशनशिप है इन्फ्लेशन और अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का, तो ये डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप होगा इन्फ्लेशन और एम्प्लॉयमेंट का. जैसे जैसे इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ेगी वैसे वैसे एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ेगा, अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट कम होगा. अब इसका भी कैसा सीन है? इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ेगी सो पीपल विल बी स्पेंडिंग मोर, people will be working more, people will be employing more. So that's how this relationship works. Okay, so now let's talk about stagflation. Now what's stagflation? Let's make this chart again. Inflation and unemployment. Okay, अब stagflation क्या है? तो stagflation is nothing but it's a situation characterized by slow economic growth. अब देखो stagnancy मतलब क्या होता है? स्थिरता आ जाती है, तो इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ भी कम होती है, क्योंकि इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ कम है तो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ता चला जाता है. तो stagnation plus inflation refers to stagflation. Okay, now more two topics are left, that is types of inflation. So with types of inflation, we need to see that there are two types of inflation. One is cost push inflation and second is demand pull inflation. So when does this cost push inflation takes place? This cost push inflation is caused by rise in prices of factors of production. अब factors of production क्या है? जैसे लैंड है, लेबर है, कैपिटल है, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप है, ये सब कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन है. ठीक है, फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन है. तो जैसे जैसे इनका प्राइस बढ़ेगा, लैंड का रेंट बढ़ेगा, लेबर की वेजेस बढ़ेंगी एंड कैपिटल का इंटरेस्ट बढ़ेगा, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के प्रॉफिट्स बढ़ेंगे, तो वैसे वैसे ये इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ेगी. रॉ मटेरियल बढ़ेगा तो उसी तरीके से ये महंगाई बढ़ेगी, इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ेगी. नाउ व्हाट्स डिमांड पुल इन्फ्लेशन? नाउ ये तब होती है जब डिमांड बहुत ज़्यादा इंक्रीज़ हो जाती है, बिकॉज पीपल हैव मोर मनी इन देयर हैंड्स. सप्लाई वैसे ही रहती है बट डिमांड इंक्रीजेस बिकॉज पीपल वांट्स टू स्पेंड मोर. सो टू मच मनी चेजेस टू फ्यू गुड्स. This happens in demand pull inflation. So that's all for today. We will be coming with topics such as WPI, CPI, CPI agricultural labor, CPI industrial labor in our further videos. So keep watching and keep supporting. Thank you.